Good evening, welcome to Have I Got News For You? I'm Adil Ray. In the news this week, in Surrey, one man reluctantly heeds the call to serve the nation in Theresa May's government. As the mayor of Watford drives into work, he's berated by an angry resident who's been campaigning against badly placed street signage. And footage has emerged from Pippa Middleton's wedding, which reveals that it was unwise of her to sneak away from the reception for a quiet lie-down. On Ian's team tonight is a very funny comedian, but more importantly, he's another non-white face. Well, it's the end of the series and the show was a bit down on its diversity quotas. Please welcome Phil Wang. And with Paul tonight, a Labour MP who said after last week's election it's clear the Tories are the losers. And they were, except in terms of vote share, number of seats and who won the election. Please welcome Angela Eagle MP. And we start with Ian and Phil. Take a look at this.
Oh, that's Theresa May leaving the country. That's the head of the Unionists.
Michael Gove at the doghouse.
Yep, and back in again.
Jeremy Corbyn having his cake and eating it.
Well, this must be the humiliating victory of the Tories. Who I believe are still in power, but by the time of the repeat, they probably aren't. They're trying to stitch up a deal, or form a coalition, as I think it's formally known. It's quite a complex process. You go in with a big bag of money and you say, would you like it? And they say, no, we'd like some more. And this takes days. But it may well be over. Is it over?
No, it's not over.
It's not over, good?
They've said it's an ongoing thing. They've set the date of the Queen's speech. Meanwhile, the DUP, who, let's face it, are the Wahhabists of Protestantism, aren't they? I mean,
Is that right? Is that factually correct?
Yeah,
they are.
that's absolutely...
Well, we've been looking in the wrong places all this time.
Listen, imagine. I mean, I am your average socially liberal, lesbian, feminist, vegetarian, humanist, who's in a civil partnership with a Catholic. And obviously, I'm looking forward to this DUP alliance with a great deal.
This is just Theresa May's just desperate to keep the government going, regardless. It's like she's got a broken car, but instead of fixing the car, she just pushed the car over a cliff with her in it. And she's going, see, it's still moving. It's technically still moving.
They're not the only ones who tried to done a deal with the DUP, are they? I mean, Labour had a bit of a go. Gordon Brown was quite keen.
We had a little word, but
you
the
had a
arithmetic
little word,
was,
didn't you?
It was wrong.
I'm just checking there's no humbug involved in this. Well, but the Queen's speech has been delayed.
The first time in history.
Yes, and the Queen's going to miss Ascot. Oh, no. Exactly. Proper sympathy at this time.
She was favourite to win the 3:30 on Wednesday.
You know, they're going to have to ditch so much of the manifesto. I don't think the Queen's speech is going to last very long. It'll just be about her royal visits this year. And
well,
of course,
I mean, which ones are they?
Well, Trump's not coming anymore, is he? So...
No, I
politicians...
think he should come. He's spoiling our fun.
Yeah.
The world's clown should come and see us. We can laugh as much as anybody else.
Now, whatever the deal is, we mustn't call it a coalition, apparently. Why is that?
Well, the Tories said that if people didn't vote for them, there'd be a coalition of chaos.
And alliteration is one of the things you've really got to watch out for.
Well, the idea of calling it a coalition, it upset one Tory MP by the name of Robert Sims, as you can see from this Twitter exchange. This is from You Little Quilt on Twitter. It says, Sinn Féin are saying that the Tories are in breach of the Good Friday Agreement by forming a coalition with the DUP. And they're right, too. And here's Robert Sims' reply. It's not a coalition, you dick. OK, talking of leaders, so
yes.
Arlene Foster.
Yes.
Look familiar to anyone?
Yes, I've had taken legal proceedings, in fact, because in the current issue of Private Eye, they've compared the leader of the DUP to a much-beloved family entertainer. Let's have a look.
Very little similarity, and it's barely libellous.
I sued you once.
Did you? Did you win?
Yeah.
As though I didn't know.
Was the settlement a year's subscription to private eye?
Just to keep my eye that they didn't repeat
Put
it.
us out of our misery, which is which?
It's the one on the very, very right.
So one of the things that we know about the DUP...
They're against evolution. They're biblical literalists.
No, one of their early slogans, save Ulster from sodomy.
Yep.
It's no worse than strong and stable, come on.
Helpfully, someone on Twitter called Pearly Queen tweeted this. If you're wondering who the DUP are, their manifesto is basically the Old Testament Bible with fortnightly bin collections. Yes, the DUP are very conservative.
The Pope's anti-abortion and anti-gay sex, isn't he? I mean, it's not as though there's no one else on the religious spectrum who believes this stuff, is there?
The current Pope's a cool Pope, isn't he? He's the cool Pope. He's
It's the cool Pope with the same views.
Oh, OK. All right. He's just got sunglasses on.
Yeah.
But these guys are more religious than the Pope, I think. They strike me as more religious than the Pope.
Now, that is libellous.
You mustn't forget that the DUP have been elected and they're not completely anti-fun. Would you like to see the DUP's joyful celebrations at last year's party conference?
Yeah.
I've seen
I
it.
thought you might.
Go on, then.
Let's have a look.
Thank God we only have to sing the red flag at the end of the Labour Party.
DUP is actually the noise you make when you Google the DUP. Doop!
Theresa May has learned her lesson about how she presents herself, hasn't she? She wouldn't do that slightly annoying thing of not answering a question and just repeating the same phrases over and over, would she?
No.
I'm pleased that people from across the party have agreed to serve in my cabinet, and we're going to be getting on with the job of government. A cabinet that will get on with the job of government, bringing that talent together to ensure that we can get on with the job. But what I'm doing now is actually getting on with the immediate job.
How are you feeling? I imagine you're feeling rather shell-shocked.
What I'm feeling is that actually there is a job to be done, and I think what the public want is to ensure that the government is getting on with that job. This is a government getting on with the job.
It's kind of sad no one's turned up to a dinner party, though.
There was a very strange word in there. Did you see that? She said talent. How desperate are you when you reappoint Michael Gove?
Can you see what Tom Watson said?
Is this the deputy leader of the Labour Party?
That's Tom Watson, yes. Tom Watson alleges Gove was brought back on Rupert Murdoch's instructions. He's written a formal letter to Theresa May saying, I'm writing to ask you about any influence Rupert Murdoch may have sought to exert over cabinet appointments. Specifically, it has been suggested to me that Rupert Murdoch asked you to appoint Gove to the cabinet.
Well, Gove was writing for the Times, and, you know, if you owned the paper, you'd be desperate to get rid of it.
Is that a professional editor's view you're giving us there?
Yeah. The number of people I've put into the cabinet, blimey.
He sent him... Tom Watson sent a letter. Right.
Yes.
Politicians must be the only people writing letters still. Is that why stuff takes so long to get done? Can they not just email?
No, it has to be written on vellum.
What is vellum?
Vellum, it's goat skin. It's like very, very classy Basildon Bond notepaper.
OK, you've confused me more now.
It's like Snapchat with animal skin.
Let's see what Jacob Rees-Mogg has to say.
Let's have the view from 1785.
I think you are classically overstating what has in fact happened.
The Prime Minister goes into an election looking for a major mandate for the biggest constitutional change in recent history.
And you call it a shambles. You say that it's a butcher's slaughterhouse. This seems to be an extraordinary
you use
thing.
That phrase, not me.
No, that's what a shambles means. I'm surprised you don't know.
Jacob Rees-Mogg is like a child's drawing of a Tory.
Boris Johnson, he's, of course, delighted with Michael Gove's return. Did you see what he said?
Was it not true?
Well, he tweeted, "It's a government of all the talents. Welcome back to Michael." Which is Boris speak for, "I hope you die." So, Angela, you're a big fan of Boris, aren't you?
Great fan of Boris.
Yes. Well, let's have a look at Angela assessing his credentials just after the referendum campaign.
Oh, Boris is fun, he's great, isn't he, bouncing around, sort of going to be the next Prime Minister and all of that. And they never actually put him... They've just made him Foreign Secretary. I thought there might be lip readers in the audience.
I was going to ask you that. What did you say when you turned around?
It's unrepeatable on a family.
So, we saw Theresa May saying she's getting on with her job. What else does she have to do to convince voters?
Oh, she had to sack her advisors.
This was a London resident. Let's take a look.
Theresa May said on the steps of Downing Street when she became Prime Minister, she talked about the underprivileged, those who had a sense of burning injustice.
Has Theresa May ever been to Aldi? Has she ever been Lidl? In her life, let's be real. If she could tell me what Lidl looks like from the inside, I'll listen to what Theresa May's got to say.
I think it's a fair point. Angela, have you been inside Lidl?
Yep.
Can you tell us what it looks like?
Well, it's a supermarket.
what kind of supermarket? Tell us. You know.
Well, it's a kind of Italian, isn't it? Italian or Spanish?
I think it's German, isn't it?
German. German supermarket.
I think if I saw Theresa May in Lidl, I'd feel less confident about the country.
Looking at the whole Conservative election campaign, was it a debacle, a catastrophe, or a shambles? A catastrophe.
Oh, there was a lot of tossers involved.
All of those things.
All of those.
Absolutely all. It was the worst election campaign I think I've ever seen anybody run.
What, including yours
Thank
to challenge
goodness.
Jeremy?
Thank goodness.
Sue him right now.
Mine didn't last as long as this did.
No, you...
And I didn't have Linton Crosby's extremely expensive advice.
No, clearly.
Strong
But you pulled out well in advance, so that was... At least it spared us the rest of it.
Listen, all I can say is I did challenge Jeremy. But if the price of me being wrong is to watch Labour MPs and Labour candidates winning and Tories losing, and to see Theresa May's face at the count, if that's what I have to do to prove that I was wrong, then that's a price worth paying.
Fine. But you are admitting. So were you thrilled when the exit poll came out? Did you think, yes, Jeremy, you've proved me absolutely wrong. Well done.
I was thrilled. I think everybody was astonished on all sides. And I thought, well, I think I'll get down to the count and see what's going on.
Where were you?
Well, normally at the end of an election campaign, you dash home because you've been up for 17 hours, you've knocked on as many doors as you can, you're absolutely exhausted. You go home, you have a quick bath, you get your suit on, you turn on the telly to see what the exit poll is so you can see what the result's actually going to be. And then you digest that for a bit, and then you go to your own count to see what's happening.
How do you have a quick bath?
Well, you have to. You have a...
Baths take ages. The rest I understood, but the quick
Now, George Osborne, he managed to maintain his smugness from election night on Thursday all the way through to the Andrew Marr show on Sunday. Did you see this?
Yes.
But there is blood in the water and everyone can smell it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Theresa May is a dead woman walking. It's just how long she's going to remain on death row.
Say what you mean, George. I mean, you know, don't pull
He must be
any punches.
kicking himself, though, don't you think?
If he'd have still been in Parliament,
Yeah.
we'd have had an interesting situation.
He wouldn't have been able to resist. As it is, he just has to write big headlines on, going, ha ha ha, May, you're useless. But then, you know, he might have just slipped in and become Prime Minister. Imagine... God. Right, OK, it's better.
It's like Alien versus Predator. You don't want anyone to win, but it's nice to watch them go at each other.
How have the Europeans reacted to the confusion and uncertainty in Britain?
Hasn't Macron offered to let us back in? He said, we just drop it all now. We all feel so sorry for you.
Well, we'll have to wait and see what this strong and stable government we've got that's just about to start the Brexit negotiations next week is going to do. But let's face it, she's taken over a week to try to negotiate with 10 DUP members.
And they all speak English.
Did anyone see how Macron tricked Theresa May into looking a bit stupid this week?
Yeah, the Mexican wave thing at the France-England game.
Yeah, he lured her into a Mexican wave.
Ah.
Yes. Let's have a look.
France beat England 3-2 that game, but Jeremy Corbyn's claiming it as a great victory for
Macron did also say to Theresa May that the door is always open. The dirty devil. She's in the age range, though, isn't she? Yes, this is Theresa May remaining in number 10, with her job being to unite the country. It's not clear to the Conservatives how Labour managed to get so many young people to vote for them, an issue which will be thoroughly examined by the 1922 committee. According to The Guardian, at the first meeting of Labour MPs since the election, Jeremy Corbyn was greeted with cheers, a 45-second ovation and desk banging, which no one in Labour has done since John Prescott and his secretary. With an eye to future success, Jeremy Corbyn has carried out his important reshuffle. There were few surprises, although he did move the marrows to a sunnier patch, plant more tomatoes and scatter some slug pellets.
Someone from the allotment. Jeremy will be back on Tuesday.
Paul and Angela, take a look at this.
Yes. Yes, this is a man with the ear trumpet.
Fondue.
Fondue.
Cheese.
Cheese.
Cheese. Scientists have discovered that cheese can help restore hearing. That's what the theory is. And so the US Army are testing this by force-feeding some of their troops Stilton and cheddar to see whether it mitigates the hearing loss from standing next to those very loud explosions that you tend to get when you're in the armed forces.
Does it work?
Don't know, they're testing it.
I think, in fact, they're testing everything alphabetically. They're now on cheese. Next week will be Dalmatians.
How does cheese cure deafness? What's the...
Well, has it been certain that it does?
There's some kind of enzyme or some thing in cheese that helps.
You're such an expert on this. How do you know all this?
It's when you've been a minister and an MP for so long. And what's the minister for allotments? You pick up vast amounts of irrelevant information.
Hang on, did you think about that? You were minister for allotments.
Yep.
Really? What did that involve doing?
Winning World War II.
So how does cheese cure deafness? Cheese contains a chemical compound which seems to protect against and even reverse the damage to nerve cells in the ear caused by loud noises, apparently. But what's the problem with this cure? There is a problem with it.
You have to eat a lot of cheese. A hell of a lot of cheese.
That's absolutely right. You do have to eat a lot of it to do any good. About 5 pounds of cheese, in fact.
A day or an hour?
Well, you tell me. You were Minister of Cheese, or whatever it was, at some point.
But this would suggest no one in France is deaf. Which I'm not sure is true.
Now, another politician who used to be interested in cheese was former Minister for the Environment Secretary, former Justice Secretary, now Chief Secretary to the Treasury, Liz Truss.
Yes.
Let's remind ourselves.
That speech.
We import 2/3 of our cheese. That is a disgrace.
It's like Morecambe and Wise. I just want it on all the time.
Now, in other food news...
Oh, yes.
Yes, here we go. What did the recently deceased Sam Panopoulos do with pineapple chunks that no one else had ever thought of doing?
He invented the Hawaiian pizza. He was working on a cure for deafness. he stumbled across a sensation, Hawaiian pizza.
That's right, yes. He put them on top of a pizza, thus inventing the Hawaiian. But it's always wise to check the best before date on pineapple before adding it to a Hawaiian pizza, or you could spend the next day on a Lulu. Meanwhile, the president of Iceland, Guðni Þorleifsson Johannesson, has voiced a strong opinion about pineapple on pizza. What has he said?
Well, he clearly doesn't like it, otherwise it wouldn't be a news story. So he said it's an abomination. The pineapple should never mix with the tomato. They should be separate. They're two different things.
That's right. Guðni Þorleifsson Johannesson, the president of Iceland...
Fallacious? We've let that one go through twice now. Nobody said a word about that. All right, one more time. What's his name?
Guðni Þorlácius or Thorlacious? I don't know.
Pineapple chunks would be the last thing he's worried.
According to Telegraph, he said he was fundamentally opposed to pineapple on pizza and would ban it if he had the constitutional authority to do so. There's more food news today.
Yeah.
This is getting better. Why are croissants under threat in France?
Genuine worry from the audience.
Gasps in the audience. Well, the rising price of butter, which makes up 25% of the ingredients, means the cost of making a croissant has nearly doubled in the past year. For a bonus point on Have I Got Middle Class News for You, how do you know if the croissant you're eating is made with butter or not?
It says on the pack. If you drop it and it goes on... If it falls... Wait. If it lands on either side, it's butter.
Yeah.
If it's got no butter, it'll just hover
If you get a sunflower and hold it underneath the croissant's chin, you can tell then whether it's got any butter in it.
In France, only croissants made with butter can be straight in shape. Croissants made with margarine are usually crescent-shaped, and the reason for that is a whole different but equally fascinating story. Let's move on.
We'll have to wait for the film to come out for that one.
This is the news that cheese may improve your hearing. As part of the experiment, American soldiers are going to be supplied with large chunks of Parmesan. That's one way to make America great again. Also this week, the inventor of the Hawaiian pizza has died. It was a very emotionally charged funeral. Papa John was crying his eyes out, and as always, Sloppy Giuseppe was a complete mess. So, at the end of that round, the scores are... Paul and Angela have 2, and Ian and Phil have 2.
Hey!
And so to round 2, the picture spin quiz. Fingers on buzzers, teams.
This is Donald Trump's cabinet meeting in which he's sort of instructed them all to praise him one by one and say what a great job he's doing. It's the eeriest thing you've ever seen. It's really gross.
Let's look.
Mr. President, I'm privileged to be here, deeply honored, and I want to thank you for keeping your commitment to the American workers.
I want to thank you for getting this country moving again and also working again.
We thank you for the opportunity and the blessing that you've given us to serve your agenda.
Thank you, Mr. President. It was a great honor traveling with you around the country for the last year, and an even greater honor to be here serving in your cabinet.
It's like everyone's made Donald cry at his birthday party and their parents have forced him to sit down and say sorry.
Do you think they're watching that in North Korea going, oh, that's a bit sycophantic?
Well, in response to this, what did Democrat Chuck Schumer do?
Chucked.
Chucked, yeah.
I don't know. He wasn't very happy. Perhaps he'd sort of tweeted his own support of Donald Trump in a special way.
He did his own version of that meeting with his own group of people. Let's have a look.
I want to thank everybody for coming. I just thought we'd go around the room. Lucy, how'd we do on the Sunday show yesterday?
Your tone was perfect. You were right on message.
Michelle, how'd my hair look coming out of the gym this morning?
You have great hair. Nobody has better hair than
Before we
you.
go any further, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity and blessing to serve your agenda.
That's great.
I was wondering when it'd crack. Yeah, very funny.
Nobody tell the Prime Minister that that's how you run.
Yes, this is the news that the President Trump has been confirmed as great after his cabinet ministers were individually invited to sing his praises. But during this, the first full cabinet meeting since he took office, who offered President Trump the most effusive praise?
Steve Bannon?
No.
No, not him.
Anybody else? No.
Rex Tillerson?
No.
Comey?
His wife.
Someone a bit more closer to home.
His daughter. His son-in-law.
Closer than that.
His wife, his daughter.
Closer.
Himself.
Yes, himself. He said, this is what he said, never has there been a president, with few exceptions, that has passed more legislation.
He can't do a whole sentence without lying, can he?
Yes, so since Trump's been president, how much major legislation has been passed by Congress?
Nothing.
No.
Correct.
It's not been great so far, has it?
It's almost as if he's a bad president.
What's been the latest development in the Russia inquiry regarding Trump?
They're getting closer. Step by step, the whiff of Trump is in the air. As his minions are slowly pushed aside, they will find one very sad fuckwit on a golden throne, crying at images of himself as he realises the world has completely misunderstood him.
That's exactly the right answer. Well done.
That's what's going to happen.
They're now investigating him for the cover-up rather than the actual Russian influence, and he's tweeting about it in a very angry mood.
Which
very
is
late
Watergate
at
all
night.
over, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Watergate.
You know, covering
Get
up the
them for the
cover-up.
cover-up, not the actual
Yeah,
thing itself.
Donald Trump is to be probed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope they have a running start, whoever does it. 100 yards.
Yes, for obstruction for justice is what they call it. Finally, yet another leader of a country has been openly mocking Donald Trump. Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull. What's he been doing?
He did a sort of impression of him. He didn't know he was being filmed. He did an impression of Donald Trump, and everyone laughed, and now he's in trouble.
Yes.
He did an impression of the summit, but he did it at a meeting full of journalists. Suggests he hasn't been Prime Minister very long.
He's very proud of his impression.
Indeed.
Wants to get it out there.
Yeah.
Wants to get it out there.
Shall we take a look?
Yeah, go on then.
Donald and I, we are winning and winning in the polls. We are winning so much. Not the fake polls. Not the fake polls. They're the ones we're not winning in. We're winning in the real polls. They are so easy to win. I have this Russian guy. Believe me, it's true.
You see, that's a straightforward libel.
Yes, this is another event-filled week for Donald Trump and his family. According to The Sun, Donald Trump convened a meeting in which his entire cabinet had to spend 11 minutes praising him. It's what commonly known in the White House as orange-nosing. Fingers on buzzers, teams.
This is wildlife documentary. This is iguana running away from snakes, and it was a very brilliantly photographed bit of footage, and you've got to spend hours, months, weekends, days, forever trying to get this stuff. And somebody complained because there's a cutaway to another iguana, a sort of close-up thing, and they said, oh, this is cheating somehow, as if you can make an iguana... Sorry, love, we missed that. Can we do it again? So I don't understand why people are confused about how films are made.
There was a stunt double iguana, is that what it was?
No.
Oh.
There wasn't.
Oh, OK.
That's why I didn't use the word stunt double iguana. It was one iguana filmed being chased by snakes, and then they had perhaps a close-up of an iguana looking happy, and that was another iguana. But it was one iguana... Am I the only one that finds this incredibly simple to understand? We've got an iguana now, but that one's not the same one. Bin it!
How could they tell it wasn't the same iguana?
Well, because, I don't know, maybe it had a hat on or something, I don't know. Up the gunners, I don't know, he had a badge, I don't know. Is it true Arsene Wenger's leaving?
No, I think it was a protest registered by the snakes.
Yeah.
Because they're shown in this film to be incompetent.
Very poor light.
There are hundreds of them chasing one baby iguana, and
Yeah.
they're so useless they don't get anywhere near him. And the iguana escapes, and I think they protested, saying it's rigged. The footage is completely faked. We won the encounter. David Attenborough really should just resign. When we see the footage, it's so good.
Yeah,
it's great. I mean, it's a fantastic piece of film.
You want to see the fakery round, to do the scene involving the lizard and the snake?
Yeah.
OK, let's have a look.
I'd like to say I'm proud of the part I unconsciously played in the setup of that joke.
Now, see, one of the must-see moments at last year's BAFTAs.
Yeah.
What did it beat?
It beat Ed Ball's dancing.
Yes. No, that was faked, because he had magnets on his feet and there was somebody underneath the floor moving them like that.
That's right, it was Ed Ball's Gangnam Style dance. Now, this is probably going to annoy Paul even more, but this isn't the first time the BBC's been accused of faking footage. Frozen Planet showed footage of newborn polar bears, which turned out to be in an animal park.
You know, the Teletubbies aren't real. There's tiny versions of the same thing inside the costumes. They weren't tall enough
Now
for the
you're
telly.
just being silly.
Yeah, I'm sorry, they are
You were doing so well up until that point.
I just lost it. I got angry. I started lashing out.
Angela, have you got a view?
I think they should say which scenes are filmed in animal parks. For transparency purposes.
Right.
But how would that work? With the subtitle saying this is in a zoo, or
They do it.
would
They
David
do it
Attenborough
now.
come in and go, "This next bit's rubbish"?
This is the shock news that the iguana versus snake scene in Planet Earth 2 might have been faked. I don't see what all the fuss is about. With the BBC filming several iguanas, I mean, they've used at least 2 different Attenboroughs over the years and no one's ever complained. Which means at the end of this round, it's 3 points to Paul and Angela and 3 points to Ian and Phil.
Very good. Very good.
Well, we've taken hours to do that one, so we're fine. Very good.
Time now for the odd one out round. Your 4 are the spire of St Mary's in Chesterfield, a moon of Saturn, the wonky phone box of Betwis, and the 0 on the door of number 10.
Well, I think they're all out of alignment.
They're all a bit wonky. It's hard to tell with the moon. It's always hard to tell when a sphere is on its side. But maybe its axis of rotation is not...
Yeah, I think it's like that.
Yeah, it's not parallel to the floor of space.
That's very technical.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, quite right. Are they all leaning... And the 0, is that not... Is that on its side as well?
It's actually an O.
Well, there's a U and it's dropped off. It's Britain's deficit.
Well, they all started off straight and then went wonky, except the 0 on the number 10 door, which has always been wonky.
Oh.
The wonky box of Betwis is a dilapidated red phone box near Abergavenny, which has just been given £3,000 of lottery money to be stood upright and restored. What is the restored telephone box going to be used for?
Calling people?
Putting cards for massage parlours in.
Residents say it will be a public library. It will also house a defibrillator for use by visitors when they discover a public library still exists. The orbit of Saturn's moon, Enceladus, is wonky but is believed to have once been straight. For a bonus point, can anyone name any of Saturn's other moons?
Titan.
Yes, Titan is one.
Europa?
No, that's a football league.
Ban Ki-moon?
Mimas, Tethys, Lapithus, Dione, Rhea and Titan. And you can also find those names on a register at any Islington nursery. Now, the Chesterfield Church is best known for having a twisted spire. Common folklore suggested the spire was twisted by an unexpected virgin. Now, does anyone know why the 0 on the door of number 10 Downing Street has always sloped 37 degrees to the left?
Is it BBC bias?
Was it an unexpected virgin turned up?
Well, the 0 was painted on in the 1960s in the standard Trajan font used by the Ministry of Works at the time.
Font.
Yes, the answer is they all started off straight and then went wonky, except the 0 on the number 10 door, which has always been wonky. NASA scientists have recently come up with an explanation as to why one of Saturn's moons is wonky. They think the moon was hit by an asteroid that made the rotation unsteady and wobbly. Which is a shame, as it started out strong and stable. A football club in Argentina has been ordered to fix the wonky pitch they've been playing on for almost 30 years. Here it is. The world of football hasn't seen something this crooked since Sepp Blatter. Which means at the end of this round, it's 3 points to Ian and Phil and 5 to Paul and Angela.
Here we go.
we got that right. Time now for the Missing Words round, which this week features as its guest publication Toastmaster, the magazine for public speakers. And we start with, what are the new craze for the summer?
Elections.
The answer is hairy chest swimming costumes. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
What? That's horrible.
I got one of them for Christmas.
Next, what is one of the phrases that sabotages success?
I am a failure. We used more than one iguana.
Strong and stable.
Hi, I'm Michael Gove.
Well, the answer is that's not a bad idea. Next, what is the best thing since sliced bread?
Diced bread?
Sliced bread is the best thing since sliced bread, apparently. Yes, that's true. Scientists have conclusively proved there's no difference between white and brown. But you try telling that to UKIP. Next, the world's most luxurious dog kennels have what?
Humans that the dogs can keep as pets.
No, the answer is aircon and a conference calling system. This is a new designer doghouse that costs up to £150,000. There are various models on offer, including this Roman one.
What?
Which, as you can see, has 4 outside urinals. Next, Old MacDonald's farm, what?
Is going to be taken over by Theresa May to pay for his social care because he's getting on a bit.
He's given her an E-I-E-I-O-U. Thank you very much.
Old MacDonald's farm never really existed. It's a children's nursery rhyme.
The answer, I'm afraid none of that is true. It's updated for modern audience. The Daily Mail says the original song is out of date and modern farmers now use drones and GPS for plotting activities like spreading fertiliser. Hope they don't do that while they're using drones or the shit could really hit the fan. Next, I learned the hard way during a recent speech that it is what?
Pronounced quinoa, not quinoa.
Impossible to talk while up to your eyes in barbiturates. Unless you know differently, of course.
The answer, better to be behind the lectern. Next up, what is the weirdest mascot ever seen?
Is it Melania?
It's the mysterious fish. Is the weirdest mascot ever seen. A Japanese baseball team this week unveiled their new mascot. Let's have a look at it. And finally, woman sculpts hedge to look like what?
A slightly smaller hedge.
Basil brush.
We'll get there
Butchers,
eventually.
Butchers, Garley.
We'll get there. You just keep going.
Fruit juice, barley.
No, a bit more. It's a person related to her.
Her husband.
Ah, close, I'll give you. It's her son's face. Let's have a look at her son.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, and now let's have a look at her hedge. I think that's pretty good. The hedges were sculpted by Michelle Foley, who created likenesses of her partner, Andrew, and her 21-year-old son, Brennan. According to The Sun, Brennan's bush can be seen from the street. Draw your curtains, mate! So, the final scores are... It's 4 points to Ian and Phil and 5 to Paul and Angela.
Oh, well done.
On which note, we say thank you to our panellists, Ian Hislop and Phil Wang, Paul Merton and Angela Eagle. And I leave you with news that at a secret research lab, as 2 government visitors are shown a new deadly and completely undetectable poison, they are both struck by the same tempting thought. After Tim Farron's resignation leaves a vacancy at the top of the party, the Lib Dems' most qualified candidate puts themselves forward. And having been praised effusively by his cabinet, Donald Trump fails to receive similar respect from his motorcycle escort. Good night.
Good evening. Welcome to Have I Got News for You? I'm Victoria Coren Mitchell. In the news this week, as Lewis Hamilton's private jet stops to refuel at Heathrow, a government tax inspector is there to greet him. With some members of the cabinet having a tough week, the Minister for Health and Safety takes the opportunity to relax away from the spotlight. And in the Midlands, James Dyson's less successful brothers tried to get in on the act. On Ian's team tonight is a comedian who's writing a book called Sex, Power, Money, although there may be a copyright battle, as that's also the new title of Hansard. Please welcome Sarah Pascoe. And with Paul tonight is a veteran cricket commentator whose live show, An Evening with Blowers, has been recorded on DVD and CD. VHS, audio cassette, vinyl, wax cylinder and parchment. Please welcome Henry Blofeld. And we start with the biggest stories of the week. Ian and Sarah, take a look at this.
Ah, that's pretty useless. Out she comes.
That's where she was on holiday?
Yes, that's the Dead Sea.
That's the aeroplane.
That's the most famous airplane in history.
And then...
That's the meeting where he said, I met a friend of yours last week.
There we go. Off he goes. Nothing to do with me.
There were 2 cabinet ministers lost this week. It may be more by the time you see this. So the cabinet could be down to just Mrs May asking herself to resign.
Looking in the mirror going, I don't think you can handle this. I just don't believe in you.
So it's been a terrible week for the government. They lost Michael Fallon over the sexual assault allegations, and now they've lost Priti Patel for having a holiday in Israel and not telling anyone what she was doing on holiday.
She had very important meetings.
How many meetings?
12.
12 meetings.
How long was she there for?
She was there for 13 days, so she had 1 day off.
That's like Craig David.
Yes, I mean, she wasn't just having meetings with anyone. She met the Prime Minister of Israel and didn't mention it.
Yeah, he's a big deal over there.
Yeah, no! She got called in to say, you know, what was all this about. She apologised, she was forgiven, and then it transpired she met even more Israeli officials. So she was called back from Africa, and everybody watched the flight.
I know that, and that's the thing that's icky about it, isn't it? Because obviously she's done very underhand things, and perhaps even more underhand than we even understand yet. But the thing about someone being on a plane not knowing how much trouble they're in, like, it's fun.
Do you think Theresa May was watching it on that little map?
Definitely.
Another 8 hours and I'll sack you.
Do you ever have secret meetings when you go on holiday?
Yeah.
You must have met Middle Eastern potentates, Henry. You've met everyone.
Well, I suppose I've met 1 or 2. I used to go to Sharjah to watch cricket, and there was a chap there I thought was the Lord High Executioner called Abdul Rahman Bukata. And they go round the amazing pomp and ceremony, the cars and everything. It really makes one mildly ill, but or mildly jealous. Actually, I've never any wished to own Rolls Royces. Have you?
Yes.
You have? Well, that's fair enough.
In my dreams, you've got one.
I've got one. No, I drove to India in a Rolls-Royce. 5 of us in 1921 Silver Ghost. It took us 46 days and nights. It was the most exciting adventure of my life. And the boring thing was no one shot at us. That would have made it much more exciting.
You may be the only person in the world who has weirder holidays than Priti Patel.
Yes. One of the great things was we were sponsored by the people who made Long John Scotch whisky, who played us in kind as well as cash. They're defunct now, so I'm not really advertising.
Was it the cost of this trip that pushed them over the edge?
That was the question it begged, probably.
Who's replaced Priti Patel? Do we know that?
Penny.
Penny Mordaunt is the
Somebody
replacement.
else.
What do we know about her?
She's been on Splash.
Did you watch her on Splash at all?
No, I don't know.
Would you like to have a look at it now?
No, thank you.
Nice.
I want to see it. I've heard she does a really big belly flop and it really hurt her.
Well, funnily enough, let's have a look. I mean, as metaphors go.
Is this channel freely available, or is it subscribers only?
ITV,
ITV.
Don't let it bother you.
Now, Priti Patel's exit, or Brexit, has caused quite a distraction. Why might Boris Johnson be pleased about that?
Because kind of the exact mirror image of this, there is a British citizen who's in prison in Iran.
Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe.
Yeah. And he said in the Commons that she'd just been training journalists, which is exactly what they've accused her of, which she's innocent of, and now our Foreign Secretary has said she has, and then she got taken back to court and given another 5 years on her sentence.
You know, the one thing you're meant to feel as a British citizen going around the world is that if you get into trouble, then the Foreign Office will be backing you and will be on your side, and it won't put up some idiot who reinforces your sentence by another 5 years. You know, and he's had to face the woman's husband, which, you know, is the only shaft of humour, not the first irate husband Boris has presumably had to face, who's unbelievably cross about it. And, you know, as you would be. And I'm sure the Foreign Office are cross.
Boris Johnson said, "I'm sorry if any words of mine have been taken out of context and misconstrued to cause anxiety to Nazanin's family. I accept that my words could have been clearer." And have his fellow Conservatives been quick to rally round and defend him?
No, oddly. They've all said it's a disgrace.
Well, it is a disgrace, isn't it, that someone can actually say this? I think it just the mind boggles.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes not only does the mind boggle, it makes one angry, doesn't it, really?
Yeah.
And people who say, I'm sorry if,
Yeah.
that's not sorry.
And
you're sorry that. For someone who's meant to be a sort of great linguist. He speaks... Boris speaks a number of languages.
Yeah.
So is this the end of the government? Priti Patel's gone, Michael Fallon's gone, Boris might go, Damien Green might go.
Damien Green might go. Look at all that talent being lost. I'm pretty terrified, aren't you? I can't imagine what we'll do without Boris, Priti Patel and Damien Green. I can't sleep at night. I mean, there's a big barrel out there. She can scrape the bottom of it again.
Damien Green, as far as we know, his issue is less serious. The allegation is he's got porn on his computer.
Oh.
According to an ex-copper with a grievance. I mean, take it or leave it.
I'm looking to you here, Henry. We've all got porn on our computer, haven't we?
Well, I'm frightfully dull, but I never have. I mean, I've always thought there was, I suppose, a time in my life when I thought it was rather fun, but I never discovered how to do it. And without any help from my computer, perhaps I still don't.
Yeah. There's so much talk about porn on the internet. What kind of person has never looked? I've caught Ian Hislop's eye.
It's enough that he stars in them. Doesn't have to write Busman's Holiday.
There's a brilliant statistic here. How many times did someone in Parliament try to look at porn in 2013?
28,000.
5 million. Really high.
It's 354,902 times. Trying to look forward. Although last year, that dropped to 113,000. Well, I suppose Boris Johnson was travelling more, wasn't he? Yeah. With the new job.
I don't think he's a watcher, he's a doer.
Oh, a bit of professional jealousy coming out there.
This is the collapse of Theresa May's cabinet due to sex, corruption and incompetence. Priti Patel apologised for secretly meeting with the Israeli Prime Minister, admitting that initially she and Benjamin met on Yahoo. According to the Daily Mail, one of Priti Patel's secret meetings was with the Israeli Security Minister, who's already said how sorry he is to hear about her car accident next week. Meanwhile, Boris Johnson has been accused of accidentally extending the prison sentence of a British citizen in Iran. According to The Guardian, Boris Johnson has spoken to his Iranian counterpart. There's an Iranian Boris Johnson? He must have had everything chopped off by now. Paul and Henry, take a look at this.
Yes. The beautiful Bahamas, where you can spend a lot of time with your money.
And there is the money.
There's the money there. Self-effacing rock star who pays too much tax, according to him. There's Lewis Hamilton.
The Queen's counting her ingots, I think.
Yeah. Yes, this is people. I can't remember which one's the good one. It's either avoidance or evasion. It's a very subtle difference, isn't it?
You'll get sued if you say the wrong one.
Oh, right.
So go on.
I'll mention your name as I'm passing through the legal system. So yeah, it's about people who are who already have huge amounts of money, who want to keep hold of their huge amounts of money by paying as little tax as possible, by possibly evading, possibly avoiding, whichever one is the acceptable way of saying stealing from us. It gets very odd when you're talking about millions and billions, and in the case of Lewis Hamilton, who is extremely wealthy.
Isn't he meant to be the richest sportsman of all now?
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, he doesn't have to be particularly fit at doing what he does. And he sits in the car and points it in that direction.
He doesn't even.
He's like an Uber driver who goes a bit quicker. That's all.
Yes, it's the leak of files from a law firm showing the tax, let's say, avoidance. The avoidance preferences of the rich and famous are referred to as the Paradise Papers.
Yes.
Yes.
You mentioned Lewis Hamilton, Paul. What did he buy?
A private jet.
Yeah. And how much did that cost?
16.5 million.
16.5 million, that's not bad for a private jet.
But how on earth, how did he manage to get over 3 million back in VAT? That's what I can't figure out.
How indeed? Do you know how?
Well, through a shell company.
Yes, he bought the plane and then lent it to himself.
I know. That can't be right, can it?
Well, right is the word, Henry. It is legal. And most of the operations that were revealed in this are legal, but they are an attempt to deprive other taxpayers of the income that you should be paying to the general pot.
Other famous individuals are named, not just Lewis Hamilton. What's Bono done?
Oh, he bought a shopping centre?
He bought a shopping centre in beautiful Lithuania. Here it is.
Via a holding company in Malta.
I've actually been there. I spent...
What, to that shopping centre?
Yes, I spent ages trying to shop, but I still couldn't find what I was looking for.
The way that photograph is framed is a bit unusual because you can't see the edge. Do you see?
I should mention that Bono says he didn't know he'd bought the shopping centre. A company bought it without his knowledge.
Yeah.
Lord Ashcroft was dragged into the story. Do we know how?
Well, he's always dragged into all stories due to his status as non-domiciled here for tax reasons. And it does look as though he's been making quite a lot of money in ways that are not, I'm desperately searching for the word here, entirely appropriate for someone who's in the House of Lords. I'm not saying it's illegal or that he's extremely dodgy.
Yeah.
He promised, didn't he?
That would be wrong on the evidence we have to date.
And he still picks up his 300 nicker a day for going to the House of Lords.
He did, yes.
Should we have a look at Lord Ashcroft being chased by a journalist?
Yes, please.
Oh, yes, this is very good
Is it
indeed.
across open countryside?
Sadly not. Let's have a look.
Hi, I'm Richard Bilton. I work for Panorama, sir. Could I grab a quick word with you? I've been trying to send you these letters, but you wouldn't take them. Sir, could I just have a quick word with you? Did you have tens of millions in an offshore trust that you secretly control, sir? Lord Ashcroft, why don't you just talk to me? It'd be great to hear your view. Where are we going to end up? This is great. So why don't you just stop and answer my questions? It will take 1 minute, sir. Sir, where are we going? This is amazing. We've been walking now for about 2 minutes. Why don't you just give me your views? Sir, why don't you just give me your views? We could have been sponsored. We've done about 1.5 miles. Where are we going? This is brilliant. I don't know where we're going to end up. Sir, I'm not going to follow you in there, sir.
Why not?
Let me ask you this question, Mr. Blofeld. Do you prefer a double Irish or a double Irish with a Dutch sandwich?
Oh, I think a double Irish with a Dutch sandwich.
And does anyone have any idea what that is?
No.
Yeah, it's a
just ordered the biggest one.
it's a tax ploy. A lot of big companies registered in Ireland. I mean, Apple was one of the worst.
Yeah.
You register the brand, and then you say you're leasing the brand, so you supposedly pay the company in Ireland, which has a lower tax rate. Anyway, Apple had moved. They've now moved to Jersey because the Irish tax authorities became less complacent. But again, on Panorama, someone very good, it said Apple isn't actually a high-tech company. It's a very skilled tax avoidance company that has a small arm that produces phones, which seems to me entirely right. I mean, all these minor individuals, Apple, honestly, Facebook, look at they're the gross tax avoiders.
Vodafone.
Yeah, Vodafone, they employ almost no one.
Google get away with a bit, don't they?
Absolutely. All of those do no evil young persons companies. You know, they're the worst.
These are the Paradise Papers, highlighting the tax irregularities of the rich and famous. Rock star Bono features in the Paradise Papers for hiding money in offshore accounts. But it's incredibly hard to trace the addresses of U2's offshore companies, because where they're located, the streets have no name. The Paradise Papers detail the private jet arrangements of Grand Prix driver Lewis Hamilton, who's described as the richest person in British sport. Well, apart from the child who supplies urine for sampling tests to the British cycling team. It's not a real child. And so to round 2, the picture spin quiz. Fingers on buzzers, teams.
Oh, yes. Very pleased to see this come up. Sheep can recognise human faces. They put some faces in front of sheep and they said, do you know which one's Fiona Bruce? And she, yeah, that one. And so...
Yes, sheep have been trained to be rewarded with food if they recognise a celebrity.
Yeah.
Should we have a look at a sheep spotting Barack Obama?
Yes, please, yeah.
Here we are.
Here we are. Barack Obama.
How did the scientists try to make it more difficult for the sheep?
By blindfolding it.
Sometimes they put 2 pictures. So should we have a look at a sheep trying to tell the difference between Barack Obama and a non-celebrity?
OK. Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Are they trying out a new voting system that we should be worried about?
Well, according to chief sheep expert Dr. Jenny Morton, sheep have advanced face recognition abilities comparable with those of humans and monkeys.
They used to be really intelligent, apparently. We bred them to be stupider because it was easy to keep them domesticated.
Well, they used to do quizzes?
Yeah. They used to write for The Guardian.
Gambling. You've heard of sheep gambling on the meadows? That was poker they were playing.
Yeah.
That's a good joke. Work it out later.
Yeah.
Don't you getting it now? Come on, the word gambling, you see?
Yeah,
exactly. So he just bullied you into that round of course. You're a bunch of sheep.
They recognise you anyway.
The team used 4 famous faces for this experiment. Barack Obama, Emma Watson, Jake Gyllenhaal and Fiona Bruce, who were chosen because the scientists wanted faces that we knew the sheep hadn't seen in person. This is the news that sheep can recognise faces. On the whole, the sheep stepped forward to receive a reward when they recognised a celebrity, though obviously they all ran away when they saw Alan Shearer. What do you want from a night out?
The gambling sheep, that's the one they wanted.
Dogs, meanwhile, are colourblind, unlike the viewers of Strictly. That was for you, Aston. The eviction of Aston, a travesty.
Was it a travesty?
A
Was it the sort of
travesty.
miscarriage that should get one very, very upset?
I mean, it's...
But it is the judges in the end that make the decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they can only choose from the
But
people
he
in the
shouldn't have been
bottom
in the bottom
two.
two
And also the
anyway.
dance that he did wasn't particularly usefully choreographed. Craig Revel Horwood gave it 4 initially, and he could hardly go back on that and then say, I want to save you, because it's just on that dance. I mean, he's a great dancer. It seems like the programme has shot itself in the foot by doing this, you know, because over the years, certainly the male dancers have sort of not been as good as the female dancers. Debbie McGee is wonderful. And Alexander Burke is probably going to win now, so it's a shame that he's not in it.
After 25 years on this show,
Yeah.
you are a man who is full of surprises.
Yeah. A lot of people have said that, but they haven't used the word surprises.
Fingers on buzzers, teams.
Yes. Jeremy Corbyn, who was on Gogglebox, Celebrity
Was it?
Gogglebox, Gogglebox Celebrity.
And what was he watching?
Oh, I saw a clip of it on the news. It was some cookery show or something. Maybe the Great British Bake Off, perhaps. I
No,
don't
he was
know.
watching Nigella.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
That's just a bit of gossip.
Jeremy Corbyn and Jessica Hines watched University Challenge and Nigella's cookery show. He got a history question wrong on University Challenge. Here he is struggling with it.
These bonuses are on Roman history, Ulster. Against which city-state did Rome fight the 3 Punic Wars in the 3rd and 2nd centuries BC?
Sparta.
Carthage. Correct.
Oh, 3rd century, of course. I got the wrong century. Of course, Carthage, yes, of course.
Sparta, you muppet.
Were you not asked to be on Celebrity Gogglebox, Ian?
No, I was furious.
Yeah. I think now that you've made your love of the show publicly known, I think next year you're bound to be ignored
No,
again.
I'll say no.
Is it for charity? They do it for charity?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll definitely say no.
What did Jeremy Corbyn describe as ridiculous? It was something he saw on television during the evening.
Sparta.
It was Nigella's recipe for poaching eggs. Shall we watch him angrily explaining how it should be done?
Yes.
Oh, you don't do egg whites that way.
Doing?
No. So you know how to do egg. You know how to get egg white, don't you?
think we all know how
You
to-
break the egg and you pour it from one to the other, one to the other. Put
How
the
long
yolk
is
on
this
one
gonna
side. You've got
take?
the egg white.
Masterclass in egg poach.
What do you use a strainer for? This is ridiculous. What I like is a coddled egg.
But she's literally going, this is who I voted for.
What is a coddled egg?
A coddled egg?
Yeah.
Oh, you wrap it up and don't say anything offensive. I love the idea he's giving Nigella lessons in cooking. The man who didn't know the difference between Sparta and Carthage.
Jeremy Corbyn appeared on an edition of Gogglebox, watching various programmes, including University Challenge, though he didn't do very well on that, as he thought the answer to every question was more public spending. Time now for the odd one out round. Your 4 are the family of Henry Blofeld, Frank Sinatra, Napoleon Bonaparte, and a Frankfurter.
Is this the Bond connection?
Would you like to explain what the Bond connection is?
Bond connection, yes. My father and Ian Fleming were at school together, and he cribbed my name for Ernst Stavro Blofeld in the Bond books. And my only claim to fame in that was once meeting Lois Maxwell.
Miss Moneypenny.
Yes, Miss
Yes,
Moneypenny.
yeah.
I was able to say to her, yes, you might almost say we had a common bond. And well, yes, I know, she actually laughed.
It is to do with names. What sort of a character was Blofeld?
He was a villain.
Indeed. He had money in every conceivable, and the Cayman Islands and the lot, didn't he?
Napoleon is the name of the pig in George Orwell's Animal Farm.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
That's a
Yes,
bad
he's a villain in
character.
Animal
Villain.
Farm, isn't
The
he?
baddies named after them.
But then Frankfurter, that's a...
Frankenfurter, isn't he a
Frankfurter,
baddie?
yes.
In the Rocky Horror Show.
The Rocky Horror
Who's
Show.
going to be the first to the odd one out?
Frank Sinatra's the odd one out.
That is correct.
We did a lot of the work for them.
Just in time.
You're welcome, Baz.
Can I just say it's sickening to see a woman do all the work and a man claim the credit?
They have all inspired the names of fictional villains, except Frank Sinatra, whose singing inspired the name of a fictional hero. Doobie-doobie-doo.
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo.
Yes.
They don't write them like that anymore. According to the BBC, CBS Children's Commissioner Fred Silverman was inspired by those lyrics from Frank Sinatra's song Strangers in the Night. Your father, as you say, Mr. Blofeld, may have inspired Ian Fleming's Baddie. Shall we have a look at Evil Blofeld? Who's the actor?
That's Donald Pleasance there.
Donald Pleasance in You Only Live Twice. But why would Donald Pleasance not have been good casting as Blofeld in On Her Majesty's Secret Service?
Somebody else is Blofeld in that.
Because a key plot point is that Blofeld has no earlobes.
Oh, right, yes.
Oh.
Bonaparte-
What is the plot line? Is it earrings? He tries to have some lovely earrings.
Blofeld's disguised, but Bond realises it must be him because he's got no earlobes.
Do you know earlobes are interesting? Brian Johnson had such long lobes to his ear, he could stick them in and they stayed there. He did this in the commentary box, and it was very disconcerting. When he was talking to you, he'd stick it in, then he'd raise his right eyebrow and it'd pop out like a cork out.
Time now for the Missing Words round, which this week features, as its guest publication, Milestones and Waymarkers, the journal of the Milestone Society. It's
Lovely.
a critical time for the magazine. It's at a crossroads.
Yes.
Ian's...
Gambling sheep, you see, because gambling is like that.
They're nostalgic for that now.
They are, yeah. That was the highlight. You didn't know it at the time, did you?
And we start with, unbelievably, Prince Charles was once spotted what?
Bathing in the Princess Diana Memorial Fountain.
Is it, just Dick?
Grease in the stairs at Buckingham Palace.
Unbelievably, Prince Charles was once spotted painting the numbers on a milestone at Sandringham.
Ooh.
Charles also has a milestone saying Buckingham Palace, 10 years, given to him by a chuckling queen 48 years ago. Next, lie-detecting underpants, what?
Giggle as man describes penis.
Lie-detecting underpants heat up whenever you tell a porky. Next, Queen's honeymoon was immeasurably improved by what?
The Duke of Edinburgh.
Queen's honeymoon was immeasurably improved by Susan the Corgi going to...
Ah, Susan.
Finally, what turns out to be really big courgette?
Bulge in lie-detecting underpants.
Almighty vegetable.
Is it Eamon Holmes?
Prince song. Really big courgette.
Second World War bomb turns out to be really big courgette.
God, the Germans were desperate towards the end, weren't they?
Here's the courgette.
Oh, my God.
It was found in a garden in Breton in Germany.
Yes.
Coincidentally, replacing bombs with courgettes is a key plank of Jeremy Corbyn's new defence strategy. According to the BBC, once police had confirmed it was just a 5-kilo vegetable, the pensioner disposed of the courgette himself. And sure enough, 24 hours later, neighbours heard a massive explosion. So the final scores are... Ian and Sarah have 5, Paul and Henry have 6.
Oh, this
Before we go, there's just time for the caption competition.
but that's me stuffed.
It's not just lambs who gamble.
See, that's true.
I've only just got what that was.
That's a clap I should have got 20 minutes ago.
And I leave you with news that in London, there's evidence the architect of the new Lib Dem headquarters has been slightly too pessimistic. In St James's Park, after feeling a sharp sting on the back of his neck, a government tax inspector mysteriously collapses. And in Soho, David Attenborough's agent phones to congratulate him on the success of his new TV show. Good night.
Good evening. Welcome to Have I Got News for You? I'm Patrick Stewart. In the news this week, after a Question Time election special featuring Jeremy Corbyn, Theresa May, Tim Farron and Nicola Sturgeon, staff open the doors so the audience can leave. In New York, after tense negotiations take the world closer to Armageddon, leading figures continue discussions in the UN bar. And at the National Television Museum, visitors are becoming impatient with the man hogging the pretend to be a newsreader exhibit.
You see who's poking his head in the back? It's Corbyn.
On Ian's team tonight is a journalist who once worked as a tour guide at the Playboy Mansion. It's a pretty straightforward job. This is a bedroom. This is a bedroom. This is a bedroom. This is a kitchen. Don't mind them, they're using it as a bedroom. Please welcome Camilla Long. And with Paul tonight is a TV personality and football fan who recently tweeted that if Fulham won, he would buy all their fans a pint. I didn't know Chardonnay came in pints. Please welcome Richard Osman. And we start with the bigger stories of the week. Ian and Camilla. Take a look at this.
Ooh, Night of the Living Dead.
Really?
It really is. We'll be the next 6 weeks. Oh, I'm so pleased they're all in charge. Oh, dear.
And that's the public reaction. Well, this is it. We're off. There's a general election. We haven't had one for 2 years. We haven't had a big vote for a year. We need something to pep us up.
I'm delighted about it. I think I'm the only person who's happy about it. About 5 years ago, I invested in shares in that company make tiny pencils for voting booths.
Yeah, yeah. Lots of people had said, we're wasting your money at the time. They said that, didn't they? Not anymore.
Look at that. I think it's sensible to call a snap election. Get it in before nuclear war.
Yeah.
I think she wants to slide it in before Donald comes.
Pardon?
She's just...
She said she'd make an announcement at 11:15.
Ah, yes.
But she came out 10 minutes early, probably because she got sick of watching rolling news reporters shitting themselves. Because they had no idea what was happening. Let's have a look.
Is she going to call a snap general election?
I don't know, Vic. I wish I could tell you one way or the other. We really know nothing. Of course, they can often be resignation statements, they can be election statements, they can be personal statements. We do not know. I know nothing. Let's try something. Patrick Kidd, parliamentary sketch writer from The Times. What's your take? Well, I know nothing either.
How has it gone down, this snap election?
Everybody's bored to death of going to the voting booths.
Bored?
I think that's unfair.
Is that an exaggeration?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's quite a lot of excitement. You can feel it. We're going to vote again because we've got a government in power that wants to be back in power. So they're going to the people to say, give me a mandate, which I have.
Don't you think it's a bit more than that? Don't you think she's trying to sort of crush the saboteurs?
Yes, I read that headline. I thought I'd read the wrong election. I thought that was the Turkish one, but what she said was that she was fed up with having a divided House of Commons in which the opposition just keep on opposing. And in the old days, when she was a Tory backbencher and Labour in power, she just voted Labour all the time.
She voted for Labour about as often as Jeremy Corbyn did, didn't she? I think back in those days.
However, Brenda from Bristol doesn't like it, does she?
Brenda from Bristol?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're joking. Not another one? Oh, for God's sake, I can't, honestly,
I can't stand this. There's too much politics going on at the moment. Why does she need to do it?
I mean, and she's in the cabinet.
What has Theresa May refused to do?
Appear in televised debates with the other potential leaders of the opposition of the parties.
She doesn't want to have to appear with people who don't agree with her, which is fair enough.
But I don't understand. I mean, she does
That would be absurd, wouldn't it? It'd just be silly. She'd say something and they'd say, I don't think that's right, and it would just be offensive. They're going to have them anyway, with an empty chair.
Well, if more than one person doesn't turn up, then they'll have more than one empty chair. What if if for some reason they all have an argument and none of the leaders turn up? You've got 6 empty chairs.
Oh, I'd love to see that. They can turn it into Antiques Roadshow.
Yeah.
Just value the chairs.
Yeah.
Well, the polls are all pointing to a big Conservative majority, but what might prevent several Conservative MPs from standing?
Is this the electoral fraud?
Yes.
They might be in jail.
They could be.
And technically you're not meant to stand.
They haven't been
from
charged
prison.
yet.
No, they haven't. So let's be very, very careful.
Yeah.
And not suggest that anyone's done anything wrong.
Although they totally did.
Don't look at me, I've been nothing to do with this. Yeah. I'll come and visit you, but I'm not having anything to do with this.
Lucky 13, Conservatives may be charged with electrical fraud from...
Electrical fraud?
You've been fiddling the meters. The old thing. Put in the shilling tied to a bit of string and pull it out again.
What's Joan Bakewell been saying about Theresa May?
She's been slut-shaming her. She's been saying that Theresa's skirts are too short.
Is that slut-shaming?
Yes, it is.
Why?
Because if you say anybody's skirt is too short, the indication is that she's, you know, a slut, Captain.
And in Theresa May's case, how does her sluttiness manifest itself?
Short skirts.
Also, cause a lot of elections.
Well, the BBC's Norman Smith seemed very taken by Theresa May. Did you see what he said?
No.
I'm always slightly amazed. Physically, she's up for it.
Who won't be contesting the next election?
The Chuckle Brothers?
The Chuckle Brothers. They can't be separated.
I vote for them.
Yeah.
Jeremy Corbyn.
Yes!
George Osborne.
How did he announce this?
He has become the new editor of the London Evening Standard, so he announced to his constituents in Tatton, which I think is not in London, that he was not going to be longer their MP, but also he gave the news too late to the Evening Standard for them to print it that day. So his qualifications as an editor are, of course, minimal, or indeed his understanding of how the newspaper industry currently works. You can teach him a lot, Ian.
God. But he only said he's leaving for now.
For now, yeah.
Which must be great if you're one of his constituents. I'm giving up this seat because it's a bit of a bore at the moment, but sorry, guys, might come back later when there's
He actually meant For Now magazine.
Very good. Well, this is the news, incredibly, of something more depressing than the outbreak of World War III. The Daily Mail, as always, went to the heart of the matter by printing in-depth analysis from celebrity hairdresser Denise McAdam. This is a brilliant style, one that says, here is a woman who is both feminine and strong, the very traits that make her the only person to lead our country. Ha! You don't need hair to be a great leader. I ask you, who defeated the Borg?
I thought it was John McEnroe, but you may be...
Can I ask you, Sir Patrick, Captain, how are you doing the voice of Pooh? You're in the Emoji film.
Well, I said I would only be in the Emoji movie if I played a role that had substance to it. I mean...
a character with high moral fibre.
You don't want to just be going through the motions.
Absolutely not. In fact, I have been preparing for this role for a lifetime. According to the latest odds, Jeremy Corbyn is now 4-1 to win Strictly Come Dancing at the end of the year. Just Strictly Come Dancing. It's a lovely show. It's delightful.
Have you done it?
I wanted to at the very beginning, and then the tone of it changed somewhat, and I felt that, I could pass on.
Yeah, I'll do Mr. Poop instead, you thought. Yeah.
Paul and Richard, take a look at this.
Ah, yes, Butlins have announced their new opening. This guy doesn't know whether he's really popular, whether people are really afraid of him. We're hoping that's the extent of their missiles, and this is the most animated he's been in some time, I think. That's what happens if people don't get on. So this is the nuclear war. It's not going to happen because Donald Trump, luckily, is in charge of all the negotiations, and his calm presence of mind will relieve everybody that thinks that we're going to be fried and blown up at any moment. So it's all absolutely fine, and everybody's lovely.
Yeah, I think he's a good guy.
Yeah.
I'm always amazed that Donald Trump is the same age as my mum. I always find that very weird. The only way my mum would go to nuclear war is if they cancelled eggheads. And apart from that, there's nothing else that would... But isn't that weird? He's like,
My
he's
mum
like
would go
70.
to nuclear war every day of the week. I'd have to power her down the whole time.
Well, I'm glad you've both got that out in the open.
Genuinely, I think that the prospect of our nuclear annihilation very soon could have some benefits.
Yeah.
Don't you think? I got a wedding I don't really want to go to in August. And you sort of think, well, I might get away with it.
Yeah.
Now, why have tensions been rising between North Korea and the United States recently?
Trump was bored. He was bored of Syria. He was bored of his own country. He was bored of people with competent haircuts. And he just thought the fat kid over the sea will be the next one in line, the one with the shit missiles. We're going to go for it.
Stop slut-shaming Kim Jong-un.
And this is mutually assured lunacy. It's a new international policy. The Koreans have to believe that Trump is mad enough to launch a missile strike. And he is. So they now both are more wary. I'm just being hopeful.
Who did Donald Trump meet recently that he's hoping will rein in North Korea's threatening behaviour?
Was it me? President Xi.
Yes, he was invited to meet President Trump at Mar-a-Lago. During his meeting, what news did President Trump impart?
That he'd attacked Syria.
Let's have a look.
So what happens, as I said, we've just launched 59 missiles heading to Iraq.
Well, you headed to Syria?
Yes, heading toward Syria.
I'm really glad someone actually corrected him.
On a lighter note, President Trump and the First Lady hosted the annual White House Easter egg roll on Monday. Here's a picture of the launch. The President of the United States left.
Why is this rabbit wearing glasses? I'm not suggesting he shouldn't be wearing glasses, but I thought rabbits had good eyesight. He must be able to see North Korea from where he's standing. How many carrots does he eat? Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Which one's the rabbit again?
Now, given that he was speaking to an excited group of young children eagerly awaiting to chase after coloured wooden eggs, what did Donald Trump say to get the Easter egg roll underway?
Nuke 'em.
We can hear what he said.
Oh, can we? Oh, good.
Let's see
Go
Trump
for it.
launching the fun-filled kiddies event.
This is the 139th Easter egg roll. Think of it, 139. It began a long time ago, 1878. And we will be stronger and bigger and better as a nation than ever before. We're right on track. You see what's happening, and we are right on track.
Why did he...
He's got this hand thing going on the whole time. Is there anybody who signs for the deaf interpreting what the hand's actually saying?
Why
the hand
why
might be
did he
saying
do
something.
a sort
Don't
of-
listen to him. He's an idiot. Listen to me. What's all this stuff that's going? What's the matter with him?
What if it's help?
Help!
I'm trapped.
I'm trapped inside this body. I'm a 20-year-old woman from Wisconsin.
This takes something of a personal turn right now because I have to ask you, what do I have in common with Donald Trump's advisor, Kellyanne Conway? Shall I tell you? By sheer coincidence, if I dress as a woman, we look identical.
Now, you're going to have to help us. Which one is which?
You've got a touch of the Mary Berries about you as well.
That sounds like you should see a doctor. And how did you find it? The power of the costume and the makeup and everything. How did it change you? Did it change you?
Yes, I was different. I was not fully a man anymore. The one area in which I was most a man were the high heels. Have you ever worn high heels?
Brief.
What do you think?
Meanwhile, South Korea's impeached President Park Geun-hye faces a criminal trial and, according to The Telegraph, could be jailed for life, which, given the regional tensions, could be anything up to 6 months. And so, to round 2, the picture spin quiz. But in a nod to my role as Professor Charles Xavier, leader of the X-Men, I will be spinning the pictures with my mind. I just need to enhance my powers a little. OK, we can begin.
Is this something you do in your free time?
Only in the bathroom. Fingers on buzzers, teams.
I hope people are tuning in right at this moment.
He's got a shower unit on his head.
Fingers on buzzers, teams, as I apply my mind.
Well, I mean, I'm just judging entirely on what I see on the photograph. Is there a place called Failure that wants to change its name?
This is the news that a museum of failure in Sweden has rather disappointingly been a moderate success and moved to permanent premises. American failure enthusiast Dr. Samuel West has assembled 50 failed products in his exhibition to celebrate making mistakes. What might women find of interest at the Museum of Failure? It's Bic's controversial range of pens.
Oh, yes, yes.
For her.
The Lady Bix.
One reviewer wrote, "Before these pens, I was nothing. I was a mere inconsequential woman stumbling around writing nonsense with big pens that made me look ridiculous. I could barely write my name without having to sit down afterwards. It's 9 letters long." Time for the odd one out round.
Yay.
Your 4 are
Yep.
BBC weatherman Thomas Schaffernacker, Sisyphus, participants of the reality show Eden, and Wheel of Fortune contestant Kevin Haas.
Eden. What do you know about Eden?
Eden, that's the story you always want to happen, which is, unless you're on it, it's a TV show and Channel 4 made it, and they said, they got a group of people, 20 people, said, we're going to maroon you on a Scottish island for a year, we're going to film it, we're going to put it out, and it'll be the big new reality show. They put them on the island, and they put the first 3 episodes out, and no one watched them at all, so they cancelled the show, but they did think it would make a good documentary at the end of the year, so we'll leave them there. So they've been there for the whole year. They think they've been on TV all year, and they're about to get a nasty surprise.
So, Thomas Schaffernacker, I think he recently said something, as is indicated by the hand over his mouth, he said something on air that he shouldn't have done. Maybe he didn't know he was on air. The people from Eden, they think they're on television, but they're not.
Yeah.
So that seems to be the sort of thread we're going for. Is that, Patrick, is that the right kind of area?
Yes, you're in the right area, but it was a little bit...
Sisyphus, of course, famously always thought he was on television and wasn't. And everyone was like, dude, it hasn't even been invented yet. And he was like, I've got enough problems with this rock.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. He thought he was appearing in a reality show called One Man and His Rock.
It's all about whether you think you've been on TV or not.
They're all endlessly doing repetitive tasks for no reason.
So they have all failed to complete a task. apart from the participants of reality show Eden, who successfully lived for an entire year in the wilderness, only to discover when they emerged the show had been axed 7 months earlier. What was the idea behind the show, Eden?
Could people survive without appearing on TV?
Yeah. It was a social experiment to find out what happened when a group of people were cut off from civilization and made to live in Scotland for a year.
But also, they came out and they didn't know about Brexit, they didn't know about Donald Trump. All that stuff is completely...
Sounds like paradise.
Yes.
They all
Are there any vacancies?
In the US version of Wheel of Fortune, Kevin Haas failed to complete the title of Tennessee Williams' play A Streetcar Named Desire. Let's see how many letters were still missing from the title.
Oh, no.
Just the one.
He went for K, I think.
He did go for K, yes.
A Streetcar Naked Desire. Look at the exhaust on that.
Well, Thomas Schaffernacker, BBC weatherman, failed to complete Radio 4's early morning shipping forecast after what he described as a demanding night shift.
Oh.
And what others described as the BBC South East Staff Party.
Oh.
Thomas Schaffernacker threw up while announcing the shipping forecast on Radio 4. Let's have a listen.
Yeah.
Merton Point, southerly or south easterly 4 or 5. Increasing 6 at times. Fair, good. On Merton Point to Cape Wrath, southerly or southerly 4 or 5. Excuse me.
Do apologise.
Well, Thomas Schaffernacker there, feeling rough, very rough. Humber rising rapidly, gale force imminent, good. He also gave a gale warning, but gale moved too slowly and got it there. Time now for the missing words round, which this week features as its guest publication the Journal of the National Hamster Council. When you finish with it, just put it in a shoebox and bury it at the bottom of the garden. And we start with Furious Margate Grandma demands Tesco what after what?
Demands Tesco reimburse her after exploding apple crumble renders her sterile.
You are so close to the truth.
Oh, really?
In fact, she demanded that Tesco repaint her house after a bottle of prune juice explodes in her kitchen. After the prune juice exploded violently in her kitchen, the Gran has heard nothing from Tesco. But she's had one keen inquiry from the North Korean Missile Development Agency. Next, what has gone missing with no sightings for more than 8 months?
Loch Ness Monster.
Hope.
It was the Loch Ness Monster. If you believe this story, you really should take a long, hard look in the mirror, as they're the only paper that bothered to cover it. Next, despite genetic modification in the 90s, a Dutch breeder failed to create what?
The Labour Party.
A lasting, caring relationship.
The Dutch breeder failed to create a calmer, prettier breed of Russian.
A Russian what?
It's must be a hamster, must it?
Hamster.
Oh, sorry, yes, it is.
hamsters
Russian
are
dwarf hamster.
Russian or Syrian hamsters.
Are they really?
Yeah, they are. You can tell if you've got a Russian one because it annexes the rabbit hutch next door.
Next, recipe. Take one French hamster...
French?
I'm afraid the French one's been eaten by the Russian one.
Which one would you prefer?
We'll go for fresh.
Yeah,
go for fresh.
Okay. Recipe. Take one fresh hamster what?
Take one fresh hamster, team it up with another fresh hamster. You got yourself a hamster rap duo.
Yeah.
Recipe. Take one fresh hamster add a lifetime of care.
Oh, that's nice. No. But for hamsters, that might be 3 weeks.
Next, zombies, flashers, and hamsters what?
Should have gone to Specsavers.
Zombies, flashers, and hipsters what?
Unite for an amazing, for a dance-off.
The Liberal Democrats have a home for you.
Zombies, flashers, and hipsters lead comeback of the garden gnome. And finally, 5 archbishops of Canterbury what?
Is it voted worst boy band ever?
Yes.
They've been discovered in a tomb.
The dirty devils. What have they been doing?
Well, a tomb is rather a classy way of describing it. They were found buried in a basement.
When were they from? Like the 80s or something?
I think they'd been put
The 80s?
in there. Yeah, do you remember all those archbishops in the 80s? There were loads of them. We had one a year.
Was there a competition in the Daily Telegraph? Solve our crossword and become the Archbishop of Canterbury for you?
I entered it every week.
And the final scores.
Lost.
We are there. 3 to Ian and Camilla. 4 to Paul and Richard. And on which note, we say thank you to our panellists, Ian Hislop, Camilla Long, Paul Merton and Richard Osman. And I leave you with news that in the Vatican, after giving up on his attempts at achieving world peace, the Pope admits he now has too much spare time on his hands. At Michigan Airport, as the plane climbs above the Central Tower, United Airlines staff realize they've overbooked the flight by 1. And as he takes a picture of the common butterfly, there's evidence that the wildlife photographer of the year may be losing his touch. And on that, good night and thank you.